Βρισκόμαστε στην πίστα Hell για το RallyCross, τον γύρο αυτού του υποσχετικού πρωταθλήματος. Και μαζί μου έχω τον Riku Tahko. Hello Riku.
Hi.
Θα μας ξεναγήσει λίγο στο αυτοκίνητό του. Ένα mini το οποίο μόνο εξωτερικά μοιάζει με mini. So, Riku, can you tell us a little bit about your car because it looks like a mini, but I guess it's a little bit different than what everybody is expecting.
Well, yeah, it is a mini, but it's of course completely handmade for RallyCross, and so it's a mini Countryman, and it bases on a mini Countryman WRC, so World Rally Car. So it's a World Rally Car body shell, but it's been modified to RallyCross supercar category now, and I'm running the European RallyCross Championship this year with this car. So I'm a brand ambassador for Mini, so I work with Mini closely as well as with Monster Energy. So this is my own team, and we have built this car by our team. So it's really great to travel and compete with the own team.
Can you walk us around your office?
Yeah, of course. Let's start from here, so you can see the cockpit, so you can see the things inside. So as you see, it's quite simple, quite nothing extra there. So it's just my seat and my office. So with the handbrake, sequential gearbox, and with the steering wheel with some buttons, so that I can control during the driving. But it's pretty simple, and everything is made as easy as possible for me because it's 600 horsepower, so it's quite heavy to handle. So everything happens quite fast. So it's good to have everything there. But it's a 6-speed gearbox, and with the hydraulic handbrake system. So no button needed to push. Just pull the handbrake, and then it locks the rear wheels.
What about the buttons in the steering wheel?
Well, I have the normal, so I have the wipers, for example, and the wash and stuff like that in the steering wheel, as well as the start button, which is, of course, the biggest secret of RallyCross. It's the main thing. RallyCross is all about the start. So start is really important. So we have.
It's extra boost.
It's extra boost, and it limits the revs when standing still there. So I put in the first gear, and then I push the rev limiter, so the start button, so I have maximum boost, limited revs, and then when I release the button to get together with my clutch pedal, it launches perfectly off the line.
Nice work office.
Yeah, nice office. And we go close to the engine room. First of all, the suspension is completely similar than in a World Rally car. So this is just modified to be a bit lower and a bit more like, let's say, a mixture of a circuit racing car and a rally car. But the suspension itself is completely similar than in a World Rally car. And then engine room is slightly different from a World Rally car, because in World Rally car they use 1.6 liter engine only. So we use 2 liter engine, and the engine is made by ourselves. So this engine has at the moment it has like 550 horsepower, 2 liter turbo engine. So it's quite special on that side. It's a bit heavier than in the World Rally car, but of course brings a lot more power. So it has enough what it takes to fight for the win.
How difficult is it to prepare a whole engine as a team, as a privateer team?
It's not easy, but for us it's a best option because we have a family business and a car workshop in Finland. So it's quite natural for us to build our own stuff, not to buy it from outside. Of course, it takes a lot more work, and it takes a lot more time to develop the engine and stuff like that. But on the other hand, we are happy that we can control everything. So we have made everything, and it's easy to control everything, and we can make our own spare parts and stuff like that. So this is, I think, the future we want to take into RallyCross. And then there's one special thing in RallyCross which separates these cars as well from the World Rally cars, for example, is that we have the cooling in rear. So we have the radiator placed in the rear, and the water goes through the engine to cool the engine, but it goes into the radiator, which is in the trunk. because we take contacts in rallycross, so it's
all
better,
the time.
All the time.
It's like NASCAR.
Yeah, more or less. Even worse, I would
Yeah.
say. So it's good to have this radiator in the safe place and in the trunk. So that's why you see in all the rallycross cars you see the side intakes for the air cooling. So these are actually really important how they are shaped, so they can dig in as much air as possible into the radiator, which
And
is
they're
in the
very
trunk.
big.
Yeah, they're really big. And when the air gets through the radiator, the hot air comes through here. So then we keep rotating the air like that, and that's how we cool the engine in this sport.
What about the tires?
Tires are, it's a bit of a mixture because we do both. We do gravel and we do tarmac. So with this tire need to take both of them. It's a slick tire, like a more or less like a tarmac tire, but it has a bit of a shapes like this, grooves like this, so that it can take some gravel. It's not perfect on gravel, but it actually has quite a nice grip on gravel. Of course, it's nothing to compare to a gravel rally tire, but it actually has decent grip on gravel as well. But most of all, it has huge grip on tarmac, so that's
You need a compromise.
Yes, it's a compromise tire, just like you said.
What about when it rains?
Well, then we go on here. We have here we have booked the rain tires. So you see, rain tires has much more grooves like this. So here is the brand new dry tire and then a rain tire. So then we can mixture, and this actually plays quite a lot of strategy in the race week. And
You mix front and back?
No, we never mix, but we have limited amount of tires that we can use. So we can use only 8 dry tires per weekend. So and of course it's a really soft rubber, so meaning that you need to save the tires a bit, so you cannot push maximum all the time in every heat and every practice because you ruin the tires. And then when it rains, we can use 8 rain tires if needed. So this is actually a bit of a strategy that we need to play, that we need to control our tire management a bit, and that's why, for example, now for the free practice today, I use old used tires from last race, so I don't want to waste my new tires now in the practice because I have limited amount of new tires used.
And finally, when you see your walk office, how do you feel every time you are going to step in and push the throttle?
I'm really looking forward every single time I get into the car, because the disturbing thing in rallycross is that you get limited seat time, so it's short heats and you need to wait to get in for the next time and stuff like that. So you really want to drive all the time. This is different from rallying that I used to do. In rallying, you are in the car all the time. You drive the road sections and the stages, but here you just wait here and want to get in the car. So it's mentally tough because you need to be awake all the time and you need to be ready to go once needed. And it's of course huge enjoyable moments to drive these cars on the track because it has so much power and so great performance.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.